This is my first MacBook, and this is my second. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to My Tech Monday, and last week's episode I reviewed my 10-year-old MacBook to see if it was still relevant, to see if you could still get online to watch videos, to do different mundane tasks that you would normally have to do on a laptop. Anyways, if you want to check out that episode, the link is up here or it's down below in the description. Today, however, I'm going to be reviewing my newer MacBook. This MacBook is 7 months old right now. I got this at the end of July this past summer, 2016. So the first thing I did when I was looking for a new laptop is review all the different ones that Mac had on the line at the time, and I ended up choosing this one just because of the amount of ports that are on it, but more on that later. So the fact that getting a new laptop was about 5 years overdue, I spent a lot of time looking at all the different models on the Apple website, trying to figure out which one would be the right one for me and which one would be the best value for the money. Anyways, I decided to go with the MacBook Air, and this thing is really nice. I'm going to give you some things that I like about it and some things that I don't like about it, but let's start off with the model that I chose. I chose it's a 256 gigabyte one with the 8 megabytes of RAM in it, and the reason I chose that option on here, it was like $400 more, but everybody that seemed to have a review online said that they wish they ended up getting the larger internal storage. So anyway, on to my review of it. Here are some things that I like about the MacBook Air. The fact that it's really, really lightweight. I mean, compared to this thing, I mean, this is like a dumbbell. You could get some muscle if you just sat here lifting this up all day. This, as light as a feather, light as air. The fact that this is so lightweight, I was actually really surprised at how good the battery life is on this. I mean, this thing charges ridiculously fast, and the battery lasts a pretty long amount of time. I mean, considering you have this very bright display, you have these lit up keys that are down there. Two more features that I also really like. This display has a nice resolution to it, and you would think that the brightness on it would drain the battery down, but it doesn't really do that much of a job to the battery. Another reason why I really like the MacBook Air is because when I was looking at all the different MacBooks that they had out there, this one seemed to have the most amount of ports on it. I mean, you get one USB on this side, you get a headphone jack, you get the power jack, you get two microphones right there, but those aren't really ports, and then you get two more USB ports right there, and you get a micro SD card slot right there, in addition to a Thunderbolt cable. I think the new one just only has one port on it. It has a port for charging and plugging everything in together. It's all one port, which I do not agree with. Now, one thing that I'm pleasantly surprised with on this one here is how easy it is to clean. I mean, this one, granted, it's white and it shows up a lot more dirt, but I mean, I try to take care of my electronics. I try to clean them up as much as possible, and just no matter what, this was a magnet for dirt, for dust, all that sorts of stuff, and this thing just wipe it down with a little TV screen cleaner and it's perfect. Now, we have to talk about issues with this computer. I haven't really had that many. One of the issues that I have, I don't know if you can hear it. It makes this weird like little clicking sound sometimes when you push on the dead center of the back plate on the computer. It's never been dropped, never been thrown, anything like that. It just makes weird clicking sound. Another thing that I'm not too happy on is, granted, this computer is a lot heavier, but the hinges seem more heavy duty. I apologize for the loud grinding up noise every time this thing starts up. I'll stop opening it. But this thing, the hinge seems somewhat heavy duty, not as heavy duty as this, but then you get to this point where it's like, it's kind of loose towards like the last quarter of the hinge openness, if you get what I'm saying. So physically, those were the only problems I had with the computer. Internally, there's a couple of things going on. Let me just kind of explain them to you. So one of these issues is anytime you're using a program or an application where you're able to eject something, say a flash drive, or eject the micro SD card from the computer, it seems that all of the ports just stop working. I mean, you can take whatever you were ejecting out, but when you go to put something back in, it doesn't recognize it. You either have to close the computer and let it go to sleep, or you have to restart the thing. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but at the same time it gets to be kind of a headache if you accidentally click to eject something and forget that you still have to plug something else back in. And the other problem that I had with it, I don't know what it was, but they did have an update that fixed it. Whenever you would delete something on the computer, it went to the trash, and then you deleted it from the trash and it almost went to another trash. Now, you might be thinking it's because I had like the time machine, or I had the time machine hooked up to the hard drive, something like that. No, I don't run the time machine on here. I used to do it on here, but went through a lot of storage really, really quickly. Anyways, I would literally get to the point where this thing had like 0.5 megabytes of storage left, and you would have to erase everything. You'd have to restart the computer from scratch. I had to do this about 3 times, and even when I talked to people at the Apple store, they didn't really seem to have an explanation for it. But like I said, the only way to remove all the storage was to completely erase everything and then reinstall Apple, whatever it is, I think it's Mavericks, onto the computer and then go back from there. But like I said, since they did an update a couple months back, I haven't had that problem anymore. It's got this nice little thing where you can manage all the storage inside of there, as opposed to manually going into a window and clicking and seeing the size of everything. You can just get every single program and file at a glance on the, I think it's general settings. Hold on. About this Mac, storage, and then you click manage. So before I end out this video, I want to talk a couple of accessories with you guys. I picked up this case at Best Buy. It's got this little scratch on it. It might be hard to see it, but this is like a $60 case, and they gave it to me for $29.99 because it had the scratch on it. Nothing else is wrong with it, but I like the fact that it's a hard shell. It seems more durable, more apt to protect the laptop if I was to drop this or anything like that. Plus, when I throw it in the bag or a backpack or, you know, luggage, it doesn't really get smushed in. A couple of the accessories that I have inside of this thing, see, it's got this nice little part where the laptop slides in here. I can open this up. I keep some of my notes for making YouTube videos and just random stuff of that nature. But I could open this up. I got an external hard drive. This was $39.99. It's 1 terabyte. It has enough space on here if I need to do some edits or something like that on the go. It's got the little cord that it came with. I picked this up. It's just some random Apple accessory that you can plug into your phone and take stuff out. It's got a lightning port on one end, and it's got a USB reader on the other. Got the power brick in here. Got the Thunderbolt or the lightning cable. Got regular earbuds, and then when I'm at home, I don't have like a big, massive headset or anything for editing. I just use my basic Turtle Beach headsets that I no longer use on the Xbox. Sound is fine, can hear everything great. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of My Tech Monday. Let me know what you think by hitting the thumbs up button. If you have this laptop that I have right here and you experience any of the problems that I talked about, let me know by commenting down below. I'll see everybody tomorrow for Gaming Tuesday. Peace.